What is up, players? It's Warboss Tay back up in this mug. Welcome to my day 20 video for the July Painting Challenge 2017. And you see in front of you 3 Centurion bases. They're in the process of getting all cracked up. I'm going to be doing for my skill sharing video today my process for taking them up to this point. And then I'll show you once the centers are completely dried and cracked like the rest, then that's when the fun part begins. I'm going to be painting the Sterling mud so that it will match the rest of the base. I'm going to be adding some Middenland Tufts from Games Workshop, and also be highlighting and adding some selective washes to give a little bit of an interesting color to the bases. But I'm interested in any of your thoughts, and I actually got this technique from Dr. Faustus I mentioned yesterday. His video was really the best one that I thought I really liked on how to do a cracked desert base. So I'll share with you my, I guess, abbreviated version. There are some things that I had to change. He uses wood filler mixed with some inks as a I guess like the first layer right on top of the base. He puts this mixture of wood filler on, and I didn't have that, so I just painted the Argellen earth directly onto the base, and I think it's fine. We'll see in a couple of hours when it completely dries, but I'm really excited to see how it turns out. Now let's move on to my update for today, my actual progress. I got so much done. It was a night of just transcendental hobbying, and I have 3 Centurions to show you. They are about 95% complete. Since the last time I showed these guys to you, I painted their base coats, I washed them in Nuln Oil, and then I highlighted them back up. I did for the black. Here's another skill building tip. A lot of people will paint and highlight black with grays, but I started highlighting my black first with a very dark bluish gray color. So I've been using Incubite Darkness, and then on top of that you put on a light blue color like Fenrisian Gray, just as a very top highlight color. Actually, between those I put some an actual gray color, so Eshin Gray, and that kind of ties the black and white to the bluish white of the Fenrisian Blue or Fenrisian Gray. It looks really great. So the stuff that I still have to do would be I have to drill out the bolter holes here in the front. I have to write on the purity seals. Because I'm painting these guys in a bone color, Rakarth Flesh, I have to make their purity seals a different color. So it's not this bone color, it's actually going to be this Celestric Gray color, which is okay. I'm also doing any skulls you see, I'm painting them white per the client's request. So I found a really good white is this Vallejo model color white gray. It's not a pure white, it's got a little bit of a gray to it, but it's so close to white that it blends nicely with the color right under it, which in this case is Celestia Gray, and it looks just like white. You wouldn't be able to tell. And I put some plastic putty onto the top of this bolter. For some reason, that one just didn't glue together. After the glue dried, I couldn't smash it together, so I just put some plastic putty to hide the unseemly join, and you can't even tell. They're going to look so great once they're on their desert bases. I'm really excited. I painted the eyes blue. The islands is blue because I also have red as a spot color. So the blue is to kind of offset that. And yeah, here's my sergeant. You can tell he's a sergeant because he's got a mohawk. Mohawks are awesome. But I only have a couple of things left to do. I have to highlight the silver. I have to write in the Purity Seal parchments, and what else? I think that is it. Highlight the silver, write in the Purity Seals. Yeah, I think that might be it. Oh, drill the bolters on these two guys, and then I will put them on their bases. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I am going to head over to the slideshow now, where we will talk about doing a cracked desert base. And congratulations to the Sprinkle family when welcoming Dorothy into their home. And yeah, really excited for that. It happened. Oh my gosh, Dorothy's birthday is, I think Daniel Sprinkle mentioned this, it's right between my lady boss's and mine birthday. It's on July 17th, so that's right between my lady boss, which is July 16, and mine, which is July 18. I think that's terrific. Alright, stay tuned, guys. Okay, so we'll start with our 3 Centurion bases here, right out of the package. The first thing I do is I cover them in a dark brown paint. I'm using Umbral Umber from P3, but that's only because my Dryad bark is completely ruined in the move over from our apartment to my lady boss's mother's house. Some paints just, I guess, air seeped into the Citadel pots, complete rubbish, and I had to throw them away. Luckily, I had this Umbral Umber. It's very, very close, and I just paint that right over the top of the base. Once that's dry, I take Sterling Mud and I put it on in just, you know, random patches. I use 2 per base, but you could do 3 if you want, or just 1. And you can also use just sand and glue sand onto the base. I thought that since Sterling Mud is a texture paint, I just use that instead. And once that is dry, you take your Argillan Earth. This is the magic right here, baby. This is the one that is going to create that awesome crackling and dried, cracked desert effect. I would suggest using a larger brush that you don't mind getting ruined, because chances are you're probably going to get some of this in your ferrule. It's going to really mess up your brush. It has a potential to really mess up your brushes if you don't clean them after. The thing is, you really want to slap it on thick. You want it to be very, especially if you want those big cracks and huge looking ruptures in the ground. You want to slap it on thick and cover the entire base. Once it's dried, like, or drying like this, the bases are still gonna dry. I took this picture because I want to just upload this thing and go to sleep already, but you can see on the edges some beautiful cracking already happening as it moves in towards the center and it dries and the texture paint pulls in on itself. It'll create more of those cracks and the ruptures, and then all you do is highlight it. I've really used Dr. Faustus's video as a reference. If you just type how to make cracked desert base and just go to the Dr. Faustus clinic, that is the one, that is the magic right there. I even went out and bought Vallejo colors, Iraqi sand and pale sand, so that I could replicate his dry brushing, because after this dries and cracks and makes that beautiful pattern, I'm going to go over those Sterling Mud patches with Steel Legion Drab so it matches the rest, and then I'm going to highlight those bases with first Iraqi sand and then pale sand, and I can't wait. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this skill building video, and I'm sorry I couldn't do a full out tutorial, but time is short this month and I wanted to get this out for anybody who might be interested in doing something like this. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Latest, players!